Well, the Black Stars failed to make it out of the group stages in the ongoing World Cup 2014. Now we're having to figure out what went wrong, and the NDC Greater Accra chairman and former chairman of the Ghana Football Association, Ade Coker, says the performance of the Black Stars in Brazil is a disgrace to all Ghanaians. Speaking on the AM show this morning, Ade Coker noted that with the level of sponsorship and branding Ghana has had from previous World Cups, the Ghana Football Association should have been able to pre-finance the appearance fees for the players. Ade Coker also says managers must be able to manage the egos of the various players.
Invested so much into this project Brazil, as they called it, and we came out with 1 point. That is where we should be looking at. 1 point. Out of 9 points, we got 1 point, and that is a big disgrace to not only to the Black Stars, but to all the food-loving people in Ghana and the diaspora. The days where the government had direct influence on football
are
gone. The moment the FIFA came in and said that government should not interfere in football, that killed the football in Africa.
Why?
Because if government, at the time when the GFA was being, the president of GFA was a government appointee, right? Government will put people who have been through the mill.
And who will be answerable.
Right? Those days that we had no money, the kind of money that is being put in football, those days that there wasn't a lot of money, people were doing and sacrificing. That is where the patriotism comes in. That people were sacrificing. But here, there's money. So people who are going in there now are going for the money and not the patriotism. That is why you have a situation where players are going to revolt. The days that you are playing for the love of country, the circle force, the circle fees, and those kind of the pride of wearing a national team, national jersey, was what people were looking for. Right? But now it become commercialized because of money. A lot of committees were put up. What was the intent? What was the intention of members of the committee? Did they go there to ensure that Ghana succeed, or to go and make money? You have to resolve every issue. So when you leave the shores of Ghana, your focus is on what you are going to do there. So I was very surprised when I heard that players have agreed to take $75,000, and then when they left the country, they wanted $100,000.
Somebody might have said
somebody
100,000 can be taken.
Somebody, right? Good. Now let's look at this way. The FA, this money is supposed to come from FIFA, and the money will not come immediately. It will come after the tournament when balances have been made. Good. So, as management, the brand Ghana, where wouldn't you go that you want money that they won't give you?
For the Black Stars.
The Black Stars. The GFA itself, they've got sponsors who are GMPC, they've got the Unibank itself, they've got some other small athletes, right? That to raise the appearance fee
would have been a difficult problem.
So, if you are focused and you are not thinking about how much money you put in your pocket, the first impression, look, okay, money will come. Because during our time, when there was no money, we were pre-financing the Black Stars. People were, Nana Butler, myself, we were doing that bit. Because we know that eventually the money will come. But we know the psyche of the players. So before you go to the tournament, that psyche, you must be able to resolve it. If the players see you as very strict and somebody who believes in discipline, when you ask them to go and sleep, if they've got millions, look, how about the other teams? You've got Ronaldo's, you've got, did you hear any of them in those countries talking about what you are talking about? When you are players, you've got players with different characters. Different characters, but you should be able to mind. So the way you radiate towards them, the way you show love towards them, they will reciprocate. and that money issue on the field of play to put the money, because they know that at the end of the day, whatever the people that they are dealing with, they have trust in them. Now, whatever be the case, they're going to deliver.
Well, Carl Tufor, who is a sports analyst, has also been speaking about the issue of foreign and local players, and he's called for an end to the airlifting of supporters to major matches such as the 2014 World Cup.
The main thing that caused this rancor would have been the inclusion of a certain KP Boateng in the squad. Reasons being that, one, the mere fact that he resigned from the national team and said he couldn't move to Jungle Africa. I'm using my words carefully. Jungle Africa. And then we do the hard bit after losing our first match and qualify. And you then decide at the last minute to bring him back. Was always going to be problematic. One, in terms of those who had actually played the qualifiers, and they'll start beginning to ask themselves, is it worth it? So already, in terms of the spiritual aspect, you're not getting people focused in one direction. Then two, when you decide that, or should I say the playing body decides that they don't have confidence in the agreement that they've signed to get 75,000 or 100,000, whatever it is, and insist that the money be put before them, then you know you're on that slippery road to a disaster. If that header from Waris had not gone on the other side of the post, the whole complexion of the game would have changed. That's that thin line. Because the players who were alleged, and use my words alleged because I wasn't there, even though we've heard media people say it, the players who are alleged to have were causing confusion and whatnot in camp, we're not part of it. We're not in this team. So we can't say that that was necessarily the reason. There's a thin line. It hits the post, it comes out, and then the other team goes to the other end and scores. It changes the whole dimension and complexion of a football match. I think it's important that as a nation, and using my words carefully please, carting supporters to go and watch World Cup matches should be a thing of the past. It's ridiculous, it's madness of the highest level.
And you heard Carl Tufor there. Well, another football enthusiast and a sports journalist, Patrick Ajiman, feels Indiscipline caused Ghana's exit from Brazil 2014.
That has caused us, you understand, it's Indiscipline. Right from the Black Stars Management Committee, you come to the playing body, and you come to, that is the coaching staff, led by Akwesi Appiah. Akwesi Appiah should have stood on his ground and should have not called certain players on board. But he decided that he will bring them on because he feels maybe they are world-class players, they have names, they can do something for him because he's the coach. At the end of the day, he will receive the bashing if things don't go well. But these are players who, ask yourself, are they ready to play for the nation? Are they ready to die for the nation? You understand? You talk about Kevin Prince Boateng. Akwesi Appiah was there when Plavi, it was Plavi who said he doesn't want to see Kevin Prince Boateng again. Akwesi Appiah was assistant coach then. The FA president traveled to talk to Kevin Prince Boateng to come back and play for the nation. While the coach, the head coach, insists that he doesn't want the player. So who is in charge here? You understand? Who is in charge? You are giving the whole power to the player. So when he comes to camp, he messed up. He tells you, I'm coming to camp with my physiotherapies or whatever, my massager or whatever. Then the other players would also follow the same suit. Oh, okay. So you look at Black Stars camp. You have about 4 or 5 white physiotherapists or so, massagers who are there, moving up and down. You understand? You have, because Prince Boateng wants his massager there, so then the day you also say the same as Michael Essien. We're going for World Cup. Then we have to prepare. These 2 players, Essien, Kevin, Prince Boateng, decided to meet the team in Holland. They are going to meet the team in Holland for the World Cup. You started your preparation here in Ghana, and they shouldn't have allowed that. So it is indiscipline on the part of our handlers. That is the FA, the management committee. Then it goes down to the playing body. Then it comes to the coaching staff. Akwesi, he should have stood on his ground. I'm telling you, not to have brought these players on board. But that is what he did, and that has caused us. You come to Brazil, then when we are to go and play our second game against that is the Germans.
Well, the President, John Dramani Mahama, has also emphasized the need to establish a committee to investigate the circumstances that led to the elimination of the Black Stars from the World Cup tournament. And he's also called for a rebuilding of the team, saying, let's rebuild, let's do a post-mortem and see what went wrong and see what we could have done better to fix it. Well, the gentleman you heard there, Patrick Ajiman, joins me right now, and I just want to ask him, could we have avoided the shame and the disgrace?
Yeah, not far. You see, we don't want to do things right, but we have to do things right. If we don't want such shame again, you understand, we would have avoided it. But, certain people, when you are, speaking up your mind, or when you are keeping authorities on their toes, they feel that maybe you don't like them, or you just don't want to be, sharing their views, or maybe their visions. But to be honest with you, I mean, we need to keep them always on their toes. And indiscipline is something which I've always been firing on. It's always been our problem with our football. Indiscipline. It's always been our problem with our football.
Do we need a committee to understand what went wrong in Brazil? Because I am thinking that, don't we know what went wrong?
They know what went wrong. I mean, you have an FA president who would not let us know how much is in our budget, or how much budget we are taking to the World Cup, because he wants to keep everything to his chest. He thinks he's the boss. Whatever that he wants to do, he wants to do it at his own time. But he's managing Ghana Football Association. You understand? So we Ghanaians, we know what is on board. We know what we have to do to fire them, to move on. We need to be disciplined. So there's no need to be setting up a committee. I don't believe in committees.
So going forward,
it is just waste of money.
Going forward, what should we do? I mean, we failed to get out of the group stages, which means we're coming back home. What should we work on? Our
football system needs to be changed. You understand? It's not only one person who can handle our football. I mean, there's a saying in our local daily that you understand? Someone can also come and continue. Someone can also come with a different vision. You have a management committee that is taking care of the Black Stars and all this indiscipline. I mean, we need to throw it out. We need to form a new management committee, and the FA president should head that management committee. If you are the FA president, doesn't mean the Black Stars management committee. You should be heading it at all costs.
Okay, so you, Patrick Ajiman, you are advocating for a black Ghanaian coach. Do you still stick by that?
He's disappointed me. I'm telling you.
He should go, right?
He spoiled the dressing room. He totally spoiled the dressing room. I mean, he lost control.
So what should we do with him? What should we do with him?
He has disappointed the nation. He has disappointed me. He has disappointed the nation. He has disappointed me. We need a strong character, somebody who can rebuild the dressing room, who can bring back the trust in the dressing room. You understand?
So you agree now? You agree now that we are not ready? We are not ready for a black coach after all.
That is not the issue. I mean, we're ready. You understand? He's been there with the team, or when Milo was there, when Plavi was there, so he should have been able to handle it because he's been the captain for Black Stars before when he was playing for
but managing is different.
Fantastic. And at the end of the day, we have seen that I mean, he has lost total control of the team and the dressing room. We need to move forward.
Who else could do the job? Because you're still advocating for a Ghanaian coach.
Well, I'm not advocating for a Ghanaian coach. I'm saying that Ghanaian coaches can do it. Provided that they want to do it.
So who can
do the job? They want to be disciplined. Provided that they want to be that strong. He was protecting his job. I know when you have a job, you have to protect it.
Okay, but
he was protecting the job. And when you protect the job too much, this is the consequence.
Okay, Patrick, he's failed. Who can best do the job?
There are a lot of coaches.
Such as?
Even including Akwasiapia himself. He can get another chance. But there are a lot of coaches. You understand? There are a lot of coaches. Yes, we can give him another chance. It's not that we are firing him off. He's a good coach, but he's lost the dressing room. He's lost total control. So moving forward, there are a lot of coaches.
Okay. All right. We'll leave the conversation here. Keep the conversation going wherever you find yourself. But really, that will be it for News Desk. My name is Mamavi Owusu Abuaji. Thank you for watching.